Next topic is Laplace transform. Here the variable is S. Again, this is also a technique that converts time domain into a frequency domain. In general, the Fourier transform is applicable only for stable signal. Okay, that means if the signal is unstable, we cannot take the Fourier transform. Okay, so what is the Fourier transform? The Fourier transform is applicable only for stable signal. That is, it is not applicable, cannot be applied. It is not applicable to unstable signal, cannot be applied for unstable signal. Okay, that means it is applicable only for stable signal. But whereas Laplace transform is applicable for both stable and unstable signal, can be applied for unstable also. Okay, this is the main difference between the Laplace transform and the Fourier transform. That means for a stable signal, if you write Fourier transform and Laplace transform, they are more or less like same. Okay, but for a signal that is not stable, we cannot write the Fourier transform, but we can write the Laplace transform. Okay, so for writing the Laplace transform for unstable signal, we are introducing some new factor. That factor is called sigma. So we'll choose sigma in such a way that we'll make unstable signal also a stable signal. That means what is the condition for us whenever the signal is there? Okay, integration over entire time from minus infinity to plus infinity x of t dt should be less than infinite, so that we can write the Fourier transform. But if this signal is unstable, we'll be introducing the new factor, that is e power minus sigma t. Okay, that means the original signal will multiply with the new factor, that is e power minus sigma t. We have to choose a sigma in such a way that this integration is giving a finite value. So that means what? Even the Laplace transform is also applicable under certain condition. That means under certain value of sigma only, even the Laplace transform is also applicable for unstable signal. Okay, so for a Laplace transform, to have a Laplace transform for a particular signal, always we have to satisfy this condition. Okay, see, in case of Fourier transform, we had this condition to write a Fourier transform for any signal, integration over minus infinity to plus infinity x of t dt should be finite. It should be less than infinite. Whereas for Laplace transform, this is the condition. Then what is this S? Okay, the S is like S is equal to sigma plus j omega. S is equal to sigma plus j omega. Okay, again, if you have a Laplace transform, okay, for some signal, if you have a Laplace transform, okay, then in that, if you substitute S is equal to j omega, then you'll be getting Fourier transform. Because the main difference between the Fourier transform and Laplace transform is the introduction of this sigma. Okay, the Fourier transform will not have any sigma. So that means for a particular signal, if you have a Laplace transform, okay, say for example, x of s is the Laplace transform of particular time domain signal x of t, then what is the corresponding Fourier transform? That is x of j omega. Simply wherever s is there, replace with the j omega, so that you will get the corresponding Fourier transform. But under the condition of what? Under the condition that x of t has to be stable. If x of t, the original signal, is stable, then if you know the Laplace transform, just by substituting s is equal to j omega, we can get the Fourier transform. Okay, this is the on the relationship between the Laplace transform and Fourier transform. But if the signal is unstable, if you are having Laplace transform, then we cannot apply this, because Fourier transform is not applicable for unstable signal. Then what is the application of this Laplace transform? Laplace transform is used to analyze the continuous domain, continuous time system. It is used to analyze continuous time system. Laplace transform is used to analyze the continuous time system. Okay, again, we can also write the Laplace transform for signals. Again, for a system, signal could be an input and the output could be some other signal. So that means the Laplace transform is generally used to analyze the continuous time system. Okay. System analysis, continuous time system analysis is the application of the Laplace transform. Application of the Laplace transform. Okay. Then next. So the Fourier transform of x of t is equal to x of omega integration minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus j omega t dt e power minus j omega t dt. Then what is the Laplace transform of x of t? Laplace transform of x of t is x of s integration minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus s t dt e power minus s t dt. That means what? Again, you can also replace s with simply j omega to get the Fourier transform, but the condition is x of t has to be stable. X of t has to be stable. So from this formula, once if you have a Laplace transform by substituting s is equal to j omega, you can get the Fourier transform. But s is equal to j omega is okay when you want to get the Fourier transform. But in general, what is the yes? In general, s is sigma plus j omega. In general, s is sigma plus j omega. That means okay. So then what is the inverse Laplace transform? What is the inverse Laplace transform? The inverse Laplace transform x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi j sigma minus j omega sigma plus j omega x of s e power s t ds. This is the inverse Laplace transform. Inverse Laplace transform. That means what? If you know x of s, how to calculate x of t? Okay, time domain. Once if you know the equation in s domain, then how to calculate the time domain? 1 by 2 pi j. Again, the limit is a little bit different here. Okay, that is sigma minus j omega to sigma plus j omega and x of s again ds. Okay. Then ROC. ROC means region of convergence. Region of convergence. See, we are introducing the sigma. Sigma we are introducing to make unstable signal as a stable. To make unstable signal as a stable signal. Okay, to make unstable signal as a stable signal. But under certain condition only you will be getting this. Okay, see, sigma value could be anything in general, but under certain condition, under certain range of values of sigma, only you will be attaining this condition. Okay, so that's why what is that range? That range we are calling it as a region of convergence. That means what under the what range of sigma value, okay, your unstable signal becomes like a stable signal so that you can proceed with. Okay, then Laplace transform of x of t, we can also write like Fourier transform of x of t e power minus at. Okay, why we are writing like this? Because Fourier transform is integration minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus at e power minus j omega t dt e power minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus sorry, this is not a, this is sigma. This is sigma t. So minus sigma plus j omega t. Again, the beginning self, we have defined that this term is something equal to s. Okay, something equal to s t dt. So that means what in general S is equal to sigma plus j omega. But if you want to go to Fourier transform, that time you can take sigma as 0. That means only S is equal to j omega. So this is the Laplace transform of x of t, that is x of s, that is x of s. Okay, so from this x of s integration minus infinity to plus infinite, okay, then x of t e power minus sigma t e power minus j omega t dt. Then we know that, okay, see, don't worry about this x of s. You just imagine it is like a Fourier transform of this signal. Okay, if you want to write the Fourier transform for this signal, again, x of t e power minus sigma t has to be stable. That means the integration value of this one has to be finite. So if you want to compute the Fourier transform for this one, again, you have to satisfy this condition, that is sigma integral minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus sigma t value should be less than infinite. Then only we can compute this integral, otherwise we cannot. So what is the convergence of the Laplace transform? So if you want to write the Laplace transform for the particular signal, again, that signal has to satisfy this condition. The signal multiplied with this term integrated over minus infinity to plus infinite has to be less than infinite. That means the integration value has to be finite. Okay, so this condition we are calling it as a region of convergence. Under what value of sigma this integral becomes finite? Okay, see, under what value of sigma the above integral becomes finite. Above integral becomes finite is called region of convergence. Finite is called region of convergence. Okay, so we'll write the definition of ROC now. ROC means region of convergence. Region of convergence. That means what? The range of sigma, that means that notation, the range of sigma for which the Laplace transform converge, the Laplace transform converges is called ROC. Why? Because once if this gets converged, okay, that means we can easily apply this integration. Once if you apply this integration, you will get some finite value. That finite value is called as the Laplace transform. That means you'll get a finite Laplace transform value. Otherwise, the Laplace transform will not converge. It will diverge. So now we'll take the basic problem. Okay. Find Laplace transform of e power minus at u of t. Okay. And also find ROC, region of convergence. Okay. And also you find ROC under what value of sigma, okay, the Laplace transform converges. Okay. So now before proceeding with this, okay, see what is the main condition to get the Laplace transform. The main condition to get the Laplace transform is integration minus infinity to plus infinite e power minus at e power minus sigma t dt should be less than infinite. Okay, this is the main condition for Laplace transform. If you want to find a Laplace transform for any signal, that is the main condition. Okay, so already we have denoted that somewhere. Okay. Okay, this is the main condition for the convergence of the Laplace transform. Integration x of t e power minus sigma t dt, where x of t is e power minus at. Then what happens? Integral minus infinity to plus infinite e power minus a plus sigma t dt. So that means what? If a plus omega value, okay, see very carefully, if a plus sigma, under what value of a plus sigma, this integral value will be finite. This integral value will be finite. We know that whatever the term that is present here should be greater than 0, because already minus is there. If it is less than 0, minus into minus plus, again this integration will diverge. Okay, so in order to for this integration to get converge, this a plus sigma has to be greater than 0. The a plus sigma has to be greater than 0. Then what should be the sigma value? The sigma should be greater than minus a. The sigma should be greater than minus a. So very clearly, you will get the Laplace transform only when the sigma value is greater than minus a. This one we will call it as a ROC. This only we are calling it as a ROC, region of convergence. Okay, so under what value of sigma you will get the Laplace transform. If you are not satisfying this condition, you will not get the Laplace transform here. Why? Because if inside term becomes negative, okay, then already minus is there, e power positive, then the e power t, then you will directly substitute e power infinite, then that will become like infinite. Again, you cannot write the Laplace transform. Okay, so now x of s is equal to integration minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus st dt, integral minus infinity to plus infinite e power minus at u of t e power minus st dt. Again, this u of t means from 0 to infinite. So 0 to infinite e power minus at. S means S is equal to sigma plus j omega. So S is equal to e power minus sigma t e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, so if you see here, if you want to compute the convergence series for this one, if you worry about only the magnitude, again e power j term will become like 1 if you take the magnitude. Then you have to worry about these things. Okay, you have to worry about these things. Then just now we have seen, if you relax this term, again you have to concentrate on this term, under what value of sigma you will be getting convergence. Okay, so I'll write it directly. E power 0 to infinite e power minus s plus a at dt. Then integrate it, e power minus s plus at divided by minus s plus a minus infinite and 0. Then e power minus infinite, then e power 0 minus s plus a, which is equal to 1 by s plus a. Okay, then we have simply substituted s plus a. Here for t, we have simply substituted infinite, so that e power minus infinite. Then that means what? What is the assumption here? Always that s plus a is positive. Okay, the s plus a is generally positive. Again, even in this s plus a, what is there? S plus a means sigma plus j omega plus a greater than 0. But here we will take only sigma plus a greater than 0. Why? Because e power j omega means always, if we take the magnitude, that is always 1. So that will not make any problem. But this term sigma plus a will make a problem. That's why we have to satisfy the real part. That means sigma plus a should be greater than 0. And if sigma plus a greater than 0 means, what is sigma? Sigma is greater than minus a. Sigma is greater than minus a. And s means sigma plus j omega. And sometimes they used to written like this also. Real part of s. Okay, real part of s Okay, s greater than real part of s is greater than minus a. Like this also they used to write s is greater than minus a. So, but it is better always to write in terms of sigma. So sigma is greater than minus a. This is the ROC, region of convergence. Okay. So what is the final answer? The Laplace transform x of s is equal to 1 by s plus a. Okay, under ROC sigma greater than minus a. Then we have to draw the ROC diagram also, region of convergence diagram. This is sigma j omega. Sigma is greater than minus a. So I'll take minus a here. Okay, I'll take minus a here. Then this is the ROC. Okay, so only restriction is on the sigma. Okay, j omega could be anything. Okay, the real part sigma has to be greater than minus a. This is the point minus a. Okay, so you can choose any value of sigma that is greater than minus a, then you will be getting this as the answer. But if you choose a value that is present here, you will not get this as the answer. You will get infinite. Okay, so that the ROC is very, very important for Laplace transform. The ROC is very, very important. See, Laplace, whenever you write a Laplace transform answer, definitely you should also write ROC. Without writing the Laplace transform without mentioning ROC is it's like incomplete one. Okay, so for this given problem, the answer is 1 by s plus a, where sigma is greater than minus a. And then please remember one thing. The given question is e power minus at u of t. Okay, so x of t is equal to e power minus at u of t. And then answer here is e power, sorry, 1 by s plus a, where sigma is greater than minus a. So very simply, whatever it is present here, minus a, it becomes like plus a here. That's okay. Then what about ROC? It is ROC sigma is greater than minus a. So what is the similarity here? See, if you draw this diagram, t0 means 1, then gradually it will decrease, then it will go to 0. What is the assumption? Sigma is greater than 1. The main assumption here is, the main assumption here is a is greater than 1. Okay, so once if not 1, the a is positive. Okay, if a is positive, then it goes like this. So then again, what happens here? Here the ROC is, it is starting here, then the entire thing is ROC. Okay, it is okay. The value that is greater than minus a is ROC. So what is the similarity here? Both are right-sided. This is also right side. This is also right side. So the right-sided signal may have a right-sided ROC, and also where the ROC is starting. Okay, the region of convergence is starting at s plus a is equal to 0. That means s is equal to minus a. So it will start at minus a, then goes towards right. Okay, then goes towards right. Why it goes towards right? Because this signal is a right side signal. So right sided signal will have right sided ROC. Where the ROC will start? The ROC will start exactly by equating this factor with the 0. That means s plus a is equal to 0. Then s is equal to minus a. Okay. Next question. Find Laplace transform of x of t e power minus at u of minus t. Okay. Then solution x of s integration minus infinite to plus infinite x of t e power minus st dt. See, be careful here. Instead of u of t, we are using u of minus t, and also here we are using minus. Okay, then integral minus infinity to plus infinite. What is the value of x of t? That is minus e power minus at u of minus t e power minus st dt. U of minus t means from minus infinite to 0. So e power minus at e power minus st dt. Then you can combine these two terms, that is minus integration minus infinity to 0 e power minus s plus a t dt. Then you do the integration. Again, this minus will cancel, e power minus s plus t divided by s plus a, okay, whole power 0 minus infinite. Okay, see, if I simply substitute directly, what will happen? E power minus 0 divided by t is equal to minus infinite. Already minus is there. Okay, that means e power infinite s plus a, then minus infinite is the answer. That means what? Again, the Laplace transform is not converging. Okay, we are not getting any finite answer. It is because we are directly applying t is equal to minus infinite. That means what? We are assuming that s plus a is a positive quantity. If s plus a is a positive quantity, then t is equal to minus infinite. Already minus is there, then we'll be getting like this. So that means what? If s plus a is greater than 0, that means if sigma is greater than minus a, no Laplace transform. Okay, so no Laplace transform. So under what condition? If s plus a is greater than 0, we cannot write Laplace transform. Okay, then we'll take it in different manner. Okay, so same things we'll take in different manner, that is e power minus s plus a t divided by s plus a 0 minus infinite, e power 0 minus e power, that we can bring like minus infinite. Under what condition? If we take s plus a as less than 0, that means what? Sigma plus a, that means only real part. Okay, sigma plus a less than 0, that means sigma less than minus a. Okay, why? Because when s plus a is less than 0, that means this is negative. Already minus is there, minus into minus plus. Then t is equal to minus infinite, then definitely e power minus infinite. So under this condition, we are getting e power minus infinite, that means 1 by s plus a. So what is the final answer? X of s is equal to 1 by s plus a under what condition? When sigma is less than minus a. Okay, then what is happening here? X of t we have chosen like minus e power minus at u of minus t. Then x of s is like 1 by s plus a, where sigma is less than minus a. Okay, so now what is happening to the signal? Okay, what is happening to the signal? Okay, minus e power minus at, and that too you are supplying the negative value. And what is the value of a? Okay, so x of t is minus e power minus at u of minus t. Again, this is u of minus t, where our assumption is a is greater than 0. Okay, at t is equal to 0, we will be getting 1, and already minus is there, minus 1. Then when you increase t, that means you are increasing t negatively. That means t is equal to minus 1. Already minus is there, then e power 1, then e power 2. It is going like this, and already minus is there. Again, this signal is an unstable signal. But even though this is unstable, we can write a Laplace transform. Okay, we can write the Laplace transform. That Laplace transform is x of s. Okay, we can write the Laplace transform. Okay, so now in S domain, what is happening? ROC, s is equal to minus a. You are starting here. That means this is the ROC region. Okay, s is equal to minus a. You are starting at minus a. This is sigma plus j omega. Now we see this signal is the left-sided signal, and again even ROC is also left-sided. Okay, see, if the signal is left-sided, ROC also left-sided. Okay, if the signal is left-sided, ROC also left-sided. Okay, and also where the ROC is starting, the ROC is starting at this value s plus a is equal to 0. That means where the ROC will start, it will start at s is equal to minus a. So ROC is starting at s is equal to minus a, and it is not going towards right, but it is going towards left. Why? Because the signal is also going towards left, so that ROC also will go towards left. And one more thing, this signal is unstable signal. Okay, then how to identify this from this diagram? Okay, from this ROC diagram, it's very simple. If the ROC does not include the j omega axis, then the system is unstable. Okay, so the system is unstable. Okay, that means whenever it does not include j omega axis. So this diagram, this ROC is not including j omega axis, does not include j omega axis. If the ROC does not contain j omega axis, then that system is unstable. Whereas if you see the previous one, here the ROC, this is including the j omega axis. This is the j omega axis. It is including the j omega axis. That's why this system is stable system. Okay, if ROC include j omega axis, then system may be stable. System may be stable. If it does not include, then the system is unstable. Okay. So now mainly with respect to ROC, we have seen two important properties. Okay, in which direction the ROC is going, either towards left or towards right. Then with help of ROC, how to identify whether the given signal is stable one or unstable one. If it includes j omega axis, then it is stable. If it is not including, then it is unstable. Okay. Next, we'll see another example. Find Laplace transform of x of t is equal to del t. Okay, for impulse signal, what is the Laplace transform? And also ROC also we have to calculate. Okay, whatever may be the problem, always we have to find out ROC. If the problem is related to the Laplace transform, definitely we have to find the ROC. We have to find out the ROC. Okay, now x of s is equal to integration minus infinity to plus infinite x of t e power minus st dt, integral minus infinity to plus infinite del t e power minus st dt. That means whenever del t is multiplication with another signal, this t value we can substitute here. Okay, so what we will be getting, e power 0 is 1, so we will be getting del t dt, that is equal to 1. So the Laplace transform of, okay, Laplace transform of del t, okay, is simply 1. Laplace transform of del t is simply 1. Again, what is the ROC? Again, in this process, we are not having any confusion about yes. Okay, so the term is getting vanished here, so that again the s value could be anything. That means entire s plane. Entire s plane. That means s value could be anything. Okay, this is the ROC. Now the ROC for this one is entire s plane. Again, for which kind of signal will get the entire s plane as the ROC? See, in the previous case and all, ROC is having some range only, not as the entire s plane. But in this case, we are having entire s plane. Then what is the difference here? This del t is the finite duration signal. Okay, del t is finite duration signal. Okay, finite duration in the sense the signal is present only for a certain amount of time, certain period of time, whereas the previous signals and all extending over infinite. up to infinite. Okay, but this signal, this delta is of only finite duration. If the signal is of finite duration, then in general the ROC is entire S plane. ROC is entire S plane. Okay, if the signal is having finite duration, what is ROC? ROC is in general entire S plane. Okay. Next, find Laplace transform of x of t is equal to RT. That means what? Ramp signal. For ramp signal, what is the ROC? Again, we know that ramp signal is a unstable signal, but even though this is unstable, we can calculate the Laplace transform. That is x of s is equal to integral minus infinite to plus infinite r of t, that means x of t e power minus st dt. And we know that what is r of t? T into u of t e power minus st dt, integral 0 to infinite t e power minus st dt. Again, we can apply this formula. Integral u dv is equal to uv minus integral v du. Okay, then once if you apply that integral, okay, that is integral 0 to infinite t e power minus st dt, then what is u? U is t, dv is equal to e power minus st. Then what is du? That is dt. What is v? Minus e power minus st minus e power minus st. Okay, then uv, that is minus t e power minus st uv minus integral v du, okay, dt. And you can apply infinite and 0. Okay, this term will become 0. Again, minus into minus plus. Integration of e power minus st is e power minus st minus s whole power infinite and 0. Then e power minus infinite e power 0 divided by minus s, or otherwise e power 0 e power minus infinite divided by yes. And one more mistake here is so when you integrate this, you will be getting one extra s here. Okay, you will be getting one extra s. Okay. Then that s will be available here, and you are introducing one more s now, that is s square. So this is s square. Finally, this is 1 by s square. So if this is e power minus infinite, then what is the meaning? What is the value of s? Okay, see, this is true only when s is positive. Already minus is there here. Okay, already minus is there. Okay, if you want to put e power minus infinite here, what is the assumption here? Already minus is there. For t, you are putting infinite. That means s is positive. So this is true only when s is positive. That means under what condition this 1 by s square is valid? Under s is equal to s greater than 0. That means what? Sigma greater than 0. So what is the ROC here? Sigma greater than 0. So when sigma is greater than 0, you are having Laplace transform for that ramp signal, for the ramp signal. Okay, now ROC is sigma greater than 0. Okay, so this one. Again, this also unstable only because it is not including j omega axis, because you are choosing sigma greater than 0. Okay, this is sigma and this is j omega. So what is the assumption here? This is unstable. And also, what is the signal direction? Signal is going towards right side signal, right side signal. This is right side because ROC is going towards right. Right sided signal will have right sided ROC. Left-sided signals will have left-sided ROC. Okay, thank you.